It's episode 65 and part 1 of Things I Would Do Differently. Good evening everyone, and welcome to episode 65 of the Rieg AD Wedding Show. Tonight we start with part 1 of a 3-part series where we share with you some, I don't want to say advice, but things I would have done differently. And today we've got 10 points for you, and then obviously we will do some more in part 2 and part 3. So let me start off with the first one. This is one for the ladies. Okay, I would not have changed my skincare routine in the weeks leading up to the wedding, even though it was a gift from a family member.
Yeah, look, there's nothing like a skin rash or an outbreak or
just an
even
allergic
allergic reaction or a detox. It's almost like racing. Like, don't change something on the day of the race.
Yeah. So I think our advice to all the brides out there, especially the brides this one, even if you're tempted, just stick with your routine. It's something you can try after the wedding. Yeah. And you don't run the risk of having some weird allergic reaction 2 days before your wedding, and even the best makeup artist is going to struggle to hide that.
And even to just add to that one, don't go for waxing or anything in your face a week before your wedding.
Yeah, I think with all the beauty technicians that we've spoken to in the last while, they all said, stick to the people that you know and speak to your beauty professional. I think that is the key thing.
Yeah, the person that you always use.
Yeah. Number 2, booking a live band or musician to play at the ceremony and reception over and above having a DJ there. So we interviewed a few band members on Friday night, and we've interviewed Christian as well in the previous episode. And I'm no musician, I'm no expert, but I must say the weddings that we attended where there was a live performance definitely had a different vibe than just having a DJ.
Just think back on our own wedding.
Oh yes, there was lots of
the
musicians.
Weddings we attended. We didn't have a dance wedding.
But there was a lot of live music because a lot of family members are on AD's side, my side as well. But yours,
they brought the instruments.
Yeah, it would have been difficult for my mom to bring a piano along.
Her clavier.
Yeah. So again,
it's always the vibe is totally different when there's live music. I mean, no one can deny it. It doesn't matter what music you like, whether it's sucky or jazz or contemporary,
a rock band
or
a pop band.
The people and your friends usually like the same music. So the people that you want to party with, and it just changes everything.
Yeah, no, definitely.
It's awesome to have live music.
We've always said a good DJ can read the floor and can go with it, but I think in the same, a live band just brings a different vibe to any event. We all know we love to go watch live music because of the interaction between you and the band. So.
Yes, even with some of the weddings, we usually gone while the people are having their canapes after the ceremony. Yeah. And we've often had local people, a marimba, African marimba band, or a violinist.
Just provide background music.
Just a little bit of solo guitar, acoustic guitar and singing. It just changes everything.
It does. It gives it a different vibe.
Yeah, the ambiance.
So consider that. Number 3, I would have kept my wedding flow as simple as possible. Yeah, this is something we've spoken about a lot, and I think we from our side can't stress that enough. Keep the evening, especially at the reception, as simple as possible. Now, this one specific comment referred to splitting up the speeches. So they had a few speeches and then had a main course or a entree. I can't remember how it was, and then had the rest of the speeches. And what this bride said is that it felt like the evening was broken up too much. By having speeches and getting the speeches over and done with, then moving on to a next phase, it feels like the evening flows better, and you have more time to go greet and say hi to everyone. Something we also discussed last week.
To interact.
Interact and to enjoy your party. Yes. To actually enjoy your party.
You invited the people at your wedding for a reason. It's obviously your favorite people, the family and friends, that's your favorite. And if you organize too many things, you get lost in that and you don't end up actually socializing with your...
No, there's no time to socialize, and your guests are constantly moving from the one activity to the other. And although they're there to celebrate your day with you, they're also there to have a good time. So it's a fine line between, getting all the necessary things done and,
but
breaking up the flow.
A celebration is always about two people. It's not about things.
Yeah. We've discussed that at length. Okay. Number 4, I would have eaten more on the day.
I can't say that.
Well, we often hear that. If you think how much time the couple put into selecting that menu, deciding which main course, which starter, which dessert, all of those little things are planned. They try it out beforehand. Then comes the wedding day, and they've been kept so busy they don't get a chance to properly eat. Yeah. So that's very important.
It's a sin.
And then, if you are planning some nice desserts or something funky or something different at the dessert table or wherever, and you guys are busy, make sure one of your bridesmaids or groomsmen go grab some for you, put it in a little plate or a takeaway somewhere that you can take it to your overnight accommodation. Because often you plan something elaborate for the dessert table,
and you never get
and you are busy at that very moment, and your guests enjoy it so much they eat it all and there's nothing left for you. So just think about little things like that, assigning a bridesmaid or a groomsman or one of them to just go get you some of that
put aside
exquisite cheesecake that you're having baked or whatever it is, and then enjoy it afterwards when you've got some time. Okay, number 5, I would have booked a photo booth for the evening. We interviewed the guys from Yo Media who do the photo booths. And again, I mean, no matter who your photographer is, it's impossible for that person to capture everything on the night. Yeah. And I mean, from our point of view as photographers, our focus is obviously to capture the guests.
The day.
But the bridal party and what they're doing is important. So you can't be at all places at all times. We've just seen that guests have so much fun with a photo booth. Yes. So I think, I think most photographers out there will agree with us that it's definitely beneficial for guests to book a photo booth. Some photos you are definitely going to want to delete, but I can almost tell you the most of them are going to bring back quite nice and fun memories of the evening.
It's going to be memories of laughter. It is just like totally different.
And it's entertainment.
People pose differently when there's not really someone that's photographing them. So it's really funny photos. Yeah. So we would really recommend it. It's an awesome idea. We've had couples put the photos from the photo booth in a guest book, and there already write a little message.
You stick them in. It prints and you stick them in.
It was like a little Polaroid.
Yeah, Polaroid that you. So it's a different way of doing things.
And that was just for us a great. Well, for me it was a great idea.
So consider that. Number 6, getting more creative with our cocktails. So this was from a wedding where alcohol wasn't part of it. I can't remember exactly where this one, but over the years we've done many weddings where either for religious purposes or something else, there was no alcohol at the wedding. And it can, I'm sorry to say, it can get boring very quickly. And I keep thinking back to the wedding we did just before lockdown, after the initial lockdown was, after lockdown was announced, that wedding that was just before the hard lockdown, where they weren't allowed to serve alcohol and the numbers had to be reduced. The venue went out of their way to create the most amazing cocktails.
Everything looked amazing.
It looked beautiful, and it tasted,
it looked like drink.
Well, it looked like cocktails. And I think that's the whole idea is, if you're not going to be serving alcohol, at least make it look fun. Make it look like proper cocktails. And then that's often takes a bit of effort, but it's not the hardest thing to do. Okay. Number 7, I should have had a wedding film made of our wedding day.
Yes.
Again, one of those things, I think wedding videography and cinematography have changed dramatically in the last few years. If we go back and we look at the weddings, the way weddings were filmed, let's say 10 years ago, or like ours, not 20 years ago, even though there was a little bit of editing, it was basically, it started, with a prepping and it finished with a last person leading the ceremony, the reception. Where nowadays it's edited into a nice story. And a short film, it's a story of your love and a story of your wedding day. And from our side, we make ours between 5 and 7 minutes because that's almost the most you'll get out of other people in terms of their attention span. And you'll get your family and friends to sit down with you for 5 or 6 minutes, and you will be able to relive your whole wedding. Yeah. And in most cases, it will bring tears of joy back to your eyes.
It is just short enough, and it's just long enough.
Yeah.
So
it's that
trigger
fine line.
You emotionally.
It's that fine line between, you know, boring you and actually just
capturing.
So if you haven't booked a videographer yet, consider that.
Consider us.
Okay, I should have booked a professional hair and makeup artist and not have put all the stress on a very good intentioned friend. And I think we see this, you see it often a lot more than I do when the bride's getting ready and the family is getting...
We're very lucky that we've not often had a bride that didn't have professional makeup.
Yeah.
I must say the girls do make the right decisions, but we've had instances where it's a friend and she's even part of the bridal party. And she has to do, at the very, very last second, she has to do her own stuff. She's stressed. It's mostly the maid of honor. It's just...
Yeah, and it's often someone who can do makeup. And
who means it so beautifully.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with their ability. It's almost like our episode we did last week or the week before about Uncle Bob offering to photograph your wedding for you. Very well intentioned, but not really understanding the stress and maybe even the frustrations of the day.
Yeah.
And, you know, just think twice. I mean, rather let that family member or that friend be a wedding guest and enjoy your day with you, celebrate the day with you, instead of trying to make up everyone, save you maybe a few rands because they often will gift it to you. But in the end, it's stressful and it sometimes doesn't end well. Yeah. So just reconsider that. I think that, and I mean, here you've got someone who said this is what they would have done differently.
You have to make a note of how to decline a gift like that.
Well, I think we've also been in that position once or twice where someone has said, it hasn't happened often, where they said to us, rather be a guest at our wedding, enjoy the wedding with us than photograph it.
Only once.
Okay, only once, but it's happened.
We've been at one wedding as a guest.
Okay, number 9. I should have hired a professional wedding planner. It would have removed a lot of stress on the wedding day and freed up some time of my family and friends to simply enjoy themselves and not constantly be planning and sorting out things. We've also highlighted this before where we said, you know, appoint a professional wedding planner or at least a point person or a key person or something like that. But here you see it again, and that's also what we see. No matter what you do, on the morning of a wedding, there's going to be a lot of things happening, and there's going to be uncertainty. Certain people aren't going to know where to do what, and they're also always going to want to ask someone. Yes. So if you don't have a professional wedding planner, that ends up being your family or your mom or one of your best friends or the bridesmaids having to run around, sort out things where you actually should be enjoying your day. So really consider that. If you don't want to appoint a professional wedding planner, make sure you appoint someone who's not part of a bridal party, who are happy to do things like that, who can be the go-to person on the wedding day. And you tell that person beforehand exactly what must happen, where everything must go, what the timeline is, what's all the vendors' details, like we've stressed before, and let them handle it and not put that pressure on a family member or a bridesmaid. A logistics
specialist.
Okay, that brings us to the last one for tonight. And that is, I should have paused more times on the day and taken what was happening around me. It happens so quickly. So I think it's kind of, it speaks to itself. Yeah. And I think that's what we're also trying to say to all of the brides and the couples. Just pause, stop. Every now and then, remind yourself, this is my big day. This is what I've been planning for months, and in the current situation, maybe for years. Yeah. And just enjoy it, you know, and don't stress about the little things and be there.
And be a little selfish.
Yeah.
And remember that it's just about you and your partner. Yeah. It is not, if something doesn't go perfect, it's fine. Just enjoy the moment and savor it.
Yeah.
Try to slow-mo the day out of it.
At least when you think back about the day, you will think back to those specific points where you paused and you just took it all in. And I think that's probably the best advice for today. All these other things are important, but remember,
should have paused more.
Just pause more times on the day. Take it all in and just enjoy it. So that's it for today. We will be back again with part 2, where we've got quite a few more tips and feedback for you from previous brides or couples, and you know, what they would have done differently on their wedding. Thanks for watching. Please give us a thumbs up if you enjoy what we're doing. Remember to subscribe. And when we get to 1,000 subscribers, we'll be giving away that Rieg AD family lifestyle or couple shoe to the value of 3,000 Rand, as well as a nomination bracelet with 3 links from Gabriel's and Nomination South Africa. So that's it. Thanks for watching. See you guys again tomorrow.
Bye guys.
Cheers.